This is the UNP Camping Tent 10-person family tents, the big cabin-style shelter that promises room for a crowd without a headache to set up. My first reaction pulling it out of the bag was simple. This thing is huge, but manageable. I wanted a tent that felt like a livable room, not a crawl space, and that's exactly the vibe here. I cared about three things going in: space, airflow, and setup, and those became the themes of my time with it. I've used this on family weekends and one long group trip, and I kept asking myself if a tent this large could be practical or if it would just be a sail in the wind. From my experience, the UNP balances comfort with ease better than most oversized tents at this price. It really does fit 3 queen air mattresses side by side, and I still had a walkway. The interior height hits 78 inches, so I can move around upright, get dressed standing, and set up cots without faces pushing into sloped walls. In my opinion, that standing room alone makes camping feel more like actual living. The design is classic cabin, near vertical walls, and a long 18 by 9 foot rectangle that uses the footprint efficiently. The color kit on mine is a neutral gray with a lighter roof, and it looks clean on a campsite without being loud. The 5 large mesh windows and the full mesh roof are the key features that shape the tent's personality. With the rain fly off, it feels like a screened porch. With the fly on, it still breathes well. The floor is a heavy tarp-like polyethylene. It's thick and confidence-inspiring underfoot, with that familiar crinkle sound when you shift at night. Fiberglass poles give it structure. They're flexible, they do the job, and they keep costs down, but they're not as stiff or light as aluminum. The body fabric is 185T polyester with a PU 1000 mm coating. In simple terms, that coating means it handles light to moderate rain, but I wouldn't rely on it for hours of sideways storms. Zippers run smoothly when clean, though the storm flap can snag if I zip too fast. The carry bag is oversized, which sounds small, but matters at the end of a trip. I don't have to roll it with factory precision to get it back in. Setup with 2 people took me about 9 minutes the first go, and quicker after that. The clip system is straightforward. Build the roof, stand the legs, then walk around and clip the body up. Foot sleeves at the corners hold the pole tips, so one person isn't playing tug-of-war lining things up. The only slightly awkward bit is tossing the rainfly over the 6.5-foot peak. I either clip it before fully raising the legs, or get a second set of hands to help pull it over. Inside, the divider curtain genuinely creates 2 9x9 rooms with separate doors. I used it to put kids on one side, adults on the other, and we even projected a movie on the divider one evening. With the fly-off, the tent becomes a stargazing pavilion. Condensation stayed low thanks to the giant mesh roof. With the fly-on, airflow was still good because the windows open wide under small awnings that help shed light rain. Weather-wise, I had one stretch of steady rain. With guy lines set and a ground tarp underneath, the interior stayed dry. I did preemptively seam seal a few lower seams, because I've learned that's cheap insurance on big polyester tents. In breezy conditions, it was fine. In gusts around 20 miles per hour, I could see the sidewalls bow in. The poles bent and came back without damage, but it reminded me this is a tall, boxy tent. I ran extra guy lines, re-angled a few, and felt better about it. It's perfect for campgrounds with some tree cover and reasonable forecasts. I wouldn't pitch it on an exposed ridge. Living with it day to day was comfortable. 2 big D-shaped doors make traffic easy. The floor is tough, but I still recommend a footprint to protect it from sharp bits and to keep the interior warmer and drier. The zippers behaved when I slowed down at the corners and held the flap away with my other hand. Packing up was painless. The mesh roof lets air escape as I roll, and the roomy bag means I'm not wrestling it in the dirt for 20 minutes. From my experience, the main win is space that actually works. A lot of big tents claim 10-person capacity, then waste it with sloped walls and dead corners. Here, the straight sides let cots, bunks, and queens line up cleanly, and I still have a path to move around. The headroom across the tent, not just at the center, is a real quality of life upgrade. Ventilation is the other standout. That full mesh roof, plus 5 windows, punches above its weight in summer. It kept daytime stuffiness in check and let heat escape fast after sunset. When I wanted privacy or warmth, I pulled the fly on and still felt decent airflow. Ease of use matters. The clip-on body, foot sleeves, and color-coded poles are simple, and the 8 to 10 minute setup time is real with 2 people. The oversized carry bag is a thoughtful touch that takes stress out of takedown. Two doors and the divider make it flexible for families or two couples. Capacity-wise, it truly handles 3 queen air beds, which is rare at this footprint. A few notes to set expectations. The 1,000mm waterproof rating is fine for light to normal rain, but I treat it like a fair-weather tent with solid backup. I stake and guy everything. I add a ground tarp, and I seam seal lower seams before big trips. Fiberglass poles are forgiving and cost-effective, but they flex in wind. Careful guying and smart site selection go a long way. The floor is tough and slightly noisy. I throw down rugs or foam tiles if I want it quieter for kids at night. A small awning over the doors is helpful, but it's not a true vestibule, so muddy boots either go inside on a mat or stay under a separate tarp. In my opinion, the value here is comfort and convenience over storm-proof brute force. For car camping, family trips, and festival base camps, it hits the sweet spot. Key features that define this tent are the 18 by 9 foot footprint, 78-inch peak height, full mesh roof with 5 big windows, 2 doors, a real 2-room divider, clip-on setup with fiberglass poles, and a forgiving carry bag. It weighs about 21 pounds, so this is a car camping shelter, not something I'd haul on a trail. The fabric is 185T polyester with a PU coating rated to 1,000 millimeters, which I translate as fine for normal showers, not ideal for prolonged heavy rain without prep. I'd recommend this for families, groups of friends, and anyone who wants a roomy, airy base they can stand in and furnish with real mattresses. It's perfect for summer campgrounds, group trips, and chill weekends where comfort matters. If your plans include high winds, shoulder season storms, or exposed sites, I'd look at a lower profile tent with aluminum poles and a higher waterproof rating. From my experience, this tent turns camping from make it through the night into hang out and enjoy the space. In conclusion, it's a strong buy for comfort-first car campers who prepare smartly and pick reasonable weather windows. If this video helped, please subscribe and drop your questions or your own setup tips in the comments. Thank you for watching.